My name is Stephanie Perez, and today I will be sharing with you all the Dismantling Stereotypes assignment. So, for this assignment, I watched A Space and Time. It is a very informative documentary that really portrays a very accurate demonstration of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So, a little bit about this movie. It's actually, sorry, a documentary. It is about a family with two young boys who have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So, this documentary follows the life of this family who is trying to figure out how to teach their boys how to live with the genetic disorder, but also how to navigate their own lives with the disorder in play. I'll first be talking about the portrayal of disability. This documentary is very accurate with the research that I found online. Just to let you know a little bit about the genetic disorder is Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a progressive neuromuscular disorder, which essentially makes the muscles weak and begin to eat away at the muscles. Essentially it makes them smaller over time. So this documentary is very intimate and it's very genuine and informative to the viewers. And it really shows a harsh reality sometimes that people with disabilities have to face. So there was an individual in the movie who talks about the social model of disability, and it really stuck out to me because we have learned about this in our own class, the modules. So he says that he was really impacted by the statement that being disabled you're being disabled by the environment and society rather than the disability itself. Kind of talking to sometimes people with disability have to adapt to their own environment, and the disability does not make them more disabled rather than the environment and social aspects of their life. Another thing to note that I thought was very important is the dad of the two young boys actually produced and directed this movie. So everything that is portrayed about Duchenne muscular dystrophy is very mindful and intentional with trying to inform the audience that there is no cure or treatment plan that is in play right now. There's not a lot of research being done for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So I thought it was really important to note. Um, some psychosocial stigma about the documentary, sorry, is it really shows the emotional and social challenges that the family has to face, and it also brings in other people in the community whose families have also had their young boys be affected by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Which another thing to note is the disorder only is found in boys, in young children. It's very rarely found in young girls. So the family in the documentary talk about Duchenne in third person, kind of like, oh, Duchenne is impacting Sean, which is one of the characters. So kind of talking about it in the third person, like Duchenne is like a person who is an intruder in their lives, which I thought was very interesting because they kind of see it as someone who the disability is someone who is kind of like impacting their lives or someone to be dealt with medically. So one quote that stood out to me to tie to this is the from the Lori Block article that says people with disabilities are different from fully human people. They're partial, limited in another and lesser category. Um, so the effect on the individual is kind of a source of an inspiration and empowerment, encouraging them to have more inclusive and supportive individuals with disabilities. The dad in the movie was very adamant that there needs to be more research done for this genetic disorder because it is a fatal one, and there needs to be more research and support for the families that are being impacted. A learning experience from this is it really challenges assumptions of people from disabilities because, as stated before, the social model of disability kind of proves that the environment can be really challenging for people with disabilities. It really highlights the power of media and how it shapes perceptions. Like I said, this one was produced by the dad of the two young boys, and he was just kind of trying to raise awareness because he really wants to find some type of treatment plan so he can have more time with his boys in their life. So it's very sensitive, and the portrayal of this disability in the movie is very impactful, and it really makes me think as a future educator, how can I apply this assignment to create a more inclusive and supportive classroom. And like it really makes you think that you really don't know what's going on in the life of children with disabilities. You don't know how they are truly being impacted, and it goes beyond them. It also includes their family. So it really made me think about what I can implement in my own classroom. And yes, these are my sources. Thank you.